Hello and welcome once again to Crazy Comics and Stories. It's me, your charming and delightful old Uncle Rat Bastard. And as you know, Joe had a operation. He has a second hernia. First one was back when he owned the shop. So I do not have him at the end of the series of tubes and wires that we call the internet. So I'm going to do an introduction for our...
They sent the text, man. I lost my job and I got hooked on Oxycontin. They shut the lights off. They took the car and I bought a sawed-off shotgun. Yeah.
Joe?
Sick of being okay against my will. I'm losing it.
How did you break into this line?
Well, it's Thursday. It's podcast time. I just turned the computer on and thought it was time.
Aren't you supposed to be under heavy medication because you got all carved up?
Well, there's heavy and there's heavy. I mean, the thing is, it was just a hernia. It wasn't like getting a third hip or anything. Now the hip, that sucked. But this was just, I went in and I think my wife said 3 hours later, they called and they said, for God's sakes, pick him up, get him out of here. So, no, I got up, I was in my easy chair and it was this morning, it was sunny and it got cloudy and then I watched it hail and then we had a severe storm warning and now it's sunny again. And there's more storms coming. So, hey, just typical Minnesota.
So, do you want to do the introduction for the Free Comic Book Day Part 1?
Well, I thought before we did that, since I let me look at the calendar here. I went to FallCon last Saturday, or not FallCon, MicroCon.
I was going to say, FallCon, you are drugged up because it's spring now.
It could have been, I don't know. No, but it was spring, not even SpringCon. It was kind of what is now MicroCon for the MCBF. I went with our good friend Birch. And of course, we missed you, big guy. We really want you to come hang with us sometime. But it was fun. We got there. I picked up oodles of stuff. It's all in the basement. And since I'm not allowed to climb stairs at the moment, I'm not going to go get it. But it's stuff I'll talk about when we get back to normal next week. I got a beautiful sketch from Gordon Purcell that I mentioned, and I did post it on my Facebook page. And Supergirl flying over the Twin City skyline, which was pretty awesome. I watched Gruber buy a lot of stuff from Dan Jurgens, including, I think, was it the cover for the hard cover of multiple crises? I can't remember. Yeah, and the weird thing was Dan had put like faces of the people involved in Borders, but they cut that out when they put it on the book, and Dan thought he was kind of upset. But so, and it was I saw 2 Pat's envelopes, and he wrote a check for quite a bit of money. So Dan had a good day that day.
Good for him.
He doesn't. It was fun to talk with him, Gordon. Talked with Tom Nigan. He's going to work on the art. I told him don't sweat it. I thought I'd be out for a week, and we can catch up because he just lives south in Hastings. I think he lives in Hastings, somewhere nearby, so it's within driving distance. Other than that, everybody that was there said they were doing really well in sales. I talked with Tim, talked with Mark Myrtle, Greg Hammer, Bill. I can't remember your last name, Bill. Sorry. Like I said, a lot of good deals going down. A lot of key books. On the Minnesota comic book squad and exchange. A lot of people posting what they bought, and some pretty major books exchanging hands. Other than that, Kelly's looking to do maybe 1 or 2 more shows, and he's still working on getting FallCon going, which I think I took away some of his thunder because we talked to him about that while we were on our Free Comic Book Day thing. So,
that's right. We have a special guest for the Free Comic Book Day ride along. Kelly was with us.
Yeah. He texted us and was kind of like, what are you guys doing? I said, well, we kind of reversed, went to Granite City first and then came down. He was like, well, you got room for 1 more? I said, absolutely, because we didn't have our normal crowd of gangsters with us. Lisa had some family stuff, and I believe Julie and Dan were down in Iowa at a con, which they posted on their Facebook.
Yes, they were in Des Moines, Iowa for a Comic Con. So Comic Cons are back. And that means Dangerous Dan needs to get on the show soon to tell us about what he does there now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Anyways, it was fun for us, and now it's going to be fun for you guys.
And here we go. Part one.
In advance, thank you for Cory for putting this mess together after, recording for God knows how long. I don't know how the recording was because we were in my cop car, sans AC, so the windows were down. So I hope you didn't get a lot of this.
Well, if the sound is really horrible, I don't use it because we have a couple listeners who these are not their favorite episodes and they complain about the sound quality. But then we have other listeners who say these are their favorite episodes and they enjoy riding along with us. So we controversial episodes. Let's say they're controversial, but here it is. Part one of no idea how many parts this will be. And now I can follow the law by putting on my seatbelt.
That's okay. I'd use a tree to stop.
Hello and welcome to Free Comic Book Day.
Hooray!
Starting with just Joe and I in the cop car.
Woo, 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 woo. I gotta stop at Friendly Neighborhood Bank because although I know I have money in my PayPal account, I don't know how much.
About $3.50.
$3.50. So, and it's going to be a double comic day because I just was told via email I get my box day tomorrow.
Oh.
So that should be fun. So we're all ready to go. I got 4 boxes in the back. So one of the goals for this Free Comic Book Day, aka any geeking day, is that I don't end up with a bag of Cory's stuff.
Oh, that's right. You still have my...
Oh shit! Yep. It's sitting back home. Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's why I went into the other room to get it. But then you were talking to my wife, and I was like, "Oh, what you said was interesting." That's that pop-up store that pops up just for candy, which is unique.
They've had a whole bunch of stores there over the years.
Yeah, and I think the guys who used to have it was a Spanish-leaning store, and then it shut down for COVID, but it never went back for rent. And then since then, they've popped up for Valentine's Day, for St. Pat's Day. I was in Hawaii. And then they popped up on Easter. And what they do is they sell candy until they sold out, and they just do it for the one day.
Oh, fun!
So, yeah, kind of neat. And then you just kind of watch because eventually signage will come up. I imagine our next pop-up. I don't think Memorial Day, but I would imagine...
Because when you think Memorial Day, you think candy.
Oh, yeah. I'd imagine 4th of July. So...
Yeah, we don't have any half-price candy days for a while. And this year, I think that the stores are getting better at gauging how much they need. Because normally, the day after Easter, that's when I get my, those marshmallow eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, didn't have any of those.
I found out something you can do with Peeps, even though if you like them or not.
I love Peeps. I'm the only one, but I love Peeps.
Dry them out, and they're great on s'mores.
Yes.
So
they don't even need to be dried out.
Well, they're just if they dry out.
Yeah.
So, anyways, any goals for this comic book day?
My only place I want to hit is that Books Unlimited.
We're up in St. Cloud.
Yep.
I did see there is a comic shop in Coon Rapids, which is cool because that's halfway between Granite City. This year we're doing something different. We're going to Granite City first, and then we're coming back to the cities. That does a couple things. First of all, Birch has to be back. It's his daughter's prom. Can you do that? Oh, I feel old. Why is it when I see about other people's kids, it's like, oh my God, they're so old. And then, of course, we have tickets to go see Doctor Strange. Woohoo! Which I've been really good at avoiding spoilers, although people are just raving about it. So I'm looking forward to it. I did see one thing. I
did hear that Darth Vader kills everybody in the end.
Oh man, that's it. I'm going home. Thank you for our Free Comic Book Day story. That bastard Vader. I'm surprised nobody's...
I could be getting that confused with Rogue One, but I'm not sure.
Well, no, I think Mickey shows up, doesn't he, in his wizard hat and does some voodoo. It's all
Hey,
Disney.
kids! So, you're giving all your money to me!
Now, are you on Paramount Plus? Are you watching any of the Star Treks?
Yes.
Did you watch Strange New Worlds?
I have not, because I have 2 episodes left of Discovery.
Well, I am so far behind in Discovery that the first episode of Strange New Worlds doves off of that, but they did it in such a way that it was not really a problem. I mean, I found out things I probably wouldn't want to know, but I'm on season 2. So, as far as I know, they're still looking for Spock.
Ah, okay.
And they did give away a couple other things. I'm like, aw. So, but, you know, it was the case. It's just the way it was. What I did find significant, though, my wife watched it with me. She enjoyed it, and she actually said she would be willing to watch it.
Ooh.
So I thought that was interesting. And what else is interesting is it's episodic. So
Yes.
it's not going to be, there might be light continuity between them, but it was a lot of, what fun. And that's all I'm going to say till you see it, because I imagine we'll revisit and talk. My first stop is my bank. We'll be back. Cory, what'd you do with Cory?
It's rotating.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen,
The passenger.
when was the last time we had you on the podcast? It was,
Yeah, actually,
Was it
on the
Black
podcast,
Friday,
or
Yeah, it was Black Friday.
This road tripping.
yeah, we have a road trip for a while.
When was
Had to be, Black Friday.
Free Comic Book Day was what, in August or something last year?
Yeah.
So that was Black Friday then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
the man, the myth, the Birch.
Bunkhouse Butch.
Bunkhouse Butch.
Bunkhouse Butch.
How have you been, bud?
All right.
That good, huh?
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Tits. Oh,
Well, we're not as old as you today.
yeah.
Oh, why is that today?
I hear someone's going to prom.
Oh,
Yeah. You're
yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
It's like, oh, man, nothing makes you feel old like seeing other people's kids.
Oh, no kidding.
I mean, you must look at Dana and go, oh, come on.
No, here's what I say.
I remember you when you fit in a comic box.
And said,
My favorite one, other than having her in a comic box, she used to watch cartoons and sit in a comic box. And to give her one of my comic boxes. So, speaking of which, I got the comic boxes in the back, as you saw.
yes,
One of the goals today is that
to sit in them.
I do not
Oh.
go home with a bag of Cory's stuff. Like, I still have a bag of his stuff from last
Okay,
comic book.
yeah, or my stuff.
Yeah.
Then we have the January con where you bring it
Oh,
over.
yeah. Hey, speaking of which, the con's next week. Are you heading up there?
Well, I'm going with you.
That sounds good. I'll let you know. We'll find more details. 'cause
Hey,
we have-
look, it's Hot Comics.
Oh,
It's a Mexican
Cafeteria.
deli.
I really don't want to hang around there.
No, not anymore. Hey, and what used to be a green restaurant here? What was it called?
I don't remember what was there.
Yeah, it was just a big,
Although there was a giant tree there.
yeah. No, they've been cutting trees down aggressively. So on this free comic book day, anything you're looking for?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah. Looking to have a good time with my buddies.
All right. Because I mentioned, I said that to
balloon.
Cory on the way, and
Oh, but why do you ask? Do you have something? Is that a loaded, one of
I
the
actually-
famous Joe Ryder loaded questions?
actually, no. That's one of the things that I love doing about geeking. I have no idea what I'm looking for. Yeah, there's certain issues I'm looking for.
yeah.
And I'm going to eventually get my comic collection on. There's a app on your phone. Our late buddy Mike Edmondson recommended it, CVZ or something, CLZ, and there's been a couple people I know that have said they really like it because then, as you're taking picture, as you're doing it, your phone can take pictures of the comic, and it will automatically load it if
Your
it finds
comic.
it. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
you're
any
scanning.
comic, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, not if it's not yours.
It ain't yours. Well, no, that's even better. You put not
Yeah.
yours. Hey, that's not yours. And
He has all the comics.
he gets them all.
Right, Cory?
Did you see Neil Adams pass away?
Yes, that I did.
Yeah, that was kind of that hit the.
Mary
comic
told
book.
me that. That's
Did
the
she
world I'm
really?
living in. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that
You know
hit-
him?
Covered on the news.
You know him?
Yeah, the news covered it. Okay, this guy passing me is a bit of a twit because he's been like on my ass since we asked what was my store. It's like, really? I think you wonder sometimes when I'm in the cop car if they're like, are you really a cop? You mean the Deadpool stickers don't give it away?
Well,
So,
Well, it depends on the cop.
seeing as some of the interactions people have with cops, I don't think they have any clue.
but yeah, and what's funny is sometimes I'll say like, my sister was aghast. Oh, I can't believe you took Dad's cop car. I said, no, I didn't take it. He dumped it on me. So,
I want the cop car.
and I just, I do notice I'm getting up bad habits. Like, yeah, I tend not to go under 60 and a 30, you know. Other cops kind of look at you sometimes if they look at you at all. Thank God I don't have that bumper on the front, man. I would really like,
Oh, too bad.
yeah, one of my brother's friends took it before
Go up those
I had
stairs.
access to the car. Okay. I did get the tires, new tires on
It's the
this thing.
stairs
though.
to nowhere.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
What I found out when the lady who replaced the tires was telling me that cop car tires are designed so they never go under 11 pounds. So even if they're leaking, which mine were, both of the backs, they never go under 11 pounds. And you don't notice it.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Because
oh,
it doesn't go flat, huh?
you know, both tires are like got a leak in them? No.
I wonder how that works.
Yeah, like they didn't blow out. They're also designed not to blow out, so
I want those tires.
I know. Well, yeah, they're only like $2,000 for a set. Yeah.
Well,
No warranty. She said, well, you can get these for $900, and they have like a 165,000 mile warranty. I said, well, no wonder the cops don't.
what is that woman holding in front of us? I don't like the looks of
I
it.
don't know. It could be a bong. It could be asexual aid.
Yeah. It's worse. Oh, it's worse.
Oh, man.
Corey, is this messing up your hair?
Yes.
He got a haircut. He doesn't have any hair to mess.
Like Hook.
I don't think my hair could ever be as bad as Hook's.
So any spoilers you hear for Doctor Strange?
Nothing.
Good.
No,
I've
no.
been avoiding them.
In fact, I'm so out to lunch. I mean, I haven't seen any of the TV shows or anything that should tie into it.
The only one that I've seen people, and it's like, oh, yeah,
Iron Man dies at the end.
You're telling what? Fuck, you're out.
I already told him Darth Vader kills everybody.
The Titanic.
And you got to watch out for the Mickey Mouse cameo. But there was somebody said like there's the WandaVision that ties into it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That's what I
well,
expect.
good to tell me now because I could have been watching it.
Or you should have been watching it in the first place.
I did watch Loki,
Huh?
the Loki show.
Yes. The Loki Show.
The Loki show.
The Loki Show.
Oh, I thought you meant the
Where are
wrestler
we going in the
I am a
lost
man of
saucer?
honor.
Ooh, that was a reference.
I am 5'2" and
I
I
got
talk
that
like
reference.
I just
6'4".
I had to go for a better theme song.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah. Then the Loki Show. Oh, it's the Loki Show.
Did you see Spider-Man?
The new one?
Yeah.
When you say did you see Spider-Man, did I see that last Spider-Man movie?
Yeah.
Just saw it.
Oh, okay, so you're up to date.
Awesome.
Spider-Man.
I don't like
Spider-Man.
That's a weak review word, awesome, but it was great.
Oh, it was incredible.
Loved it.
We saw it when Tobey Maguire showed up, the theater was just cheering. Literally
awesome.
cheering. And then when Andrew showed up,
Saying it.
they were cheering, but not as hard. People were like,
Yeah.
oh yeah! And I thought it was interesting that Tobey shows up, no costume.
Yeah.
Andrew shows up in a costume.
Hmm.
And speaking of spoilers,
Oh.
I hadn't seen any of Andrew's Spider-Man.
Oh.
Because I just, for
I
whatever
meant you
reason.
didn't know they were out.
No, I knew they were out.
You were watching the Muppet Show.
I just checked out, you know?
Yeah.
That's how when I finally started watching Iron Man 2, I realized I never saw Iron Man 2.
Huh.
Because I'm like, wait a minute, that's Black Widow. Oh my gosh. I knew she was in it, and I heard so much about it, I just felt that I'd seen it. I knew I didn't see Iron Man 3. So I sat down and started trying to watch them in order.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wow, I guess I wasn't as geeked up as I thought I was. But I did catch Captain America. I did watch both of Thor's.
There are 3 Thors.
You caught Captain America, the one Captain America, and you watched both Thors.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, at that time it was. What was it?
I watched the one
Art.
Avengers movie.
Oh yeah, that was
The first Avenger.
with way back in the '60s. Emma Peel and all that stuff.
Yeah,
see-
Uma Thurman was in that.
I was
they-
looking for David Hasselhoff. He
United
wasn't-
We
I thought he
Stand,
was
the-
Nick Fury. Said they had this bald guy from Star Wars.
If you like the Avengers, watch the cartoon from the '90s. Then you'll go back to the X-Men. No, comics.
Oh,
I didn't like that X-Men cartoon. It's notoriously, notorious isn't the right word. It's revered.
well, it's the first time we had a cartoon that didn't have a stupid puppy and a moral ending at the back of every show.
Hey, you be nice to Ms. Lyon.
And Batman the Animated Series.
And what was funny was when
Where's
it was
Batman?
out, everybody was like, "Oh my God, this is such a dangerous, violent show," and we're like, "Yeah, I come to think of it, comics are violent, but they're static. You know, you start moving them, yeah, they are a little violent." Now you look at it like, ew. I think
I looked at it like that then, but I
think
I would like it more now.
Now you watch it and you go, oh my God, he's busted open!
I like. Thank goodness.
I think
He's
the
wearing the
thing is-
crimson mask!
Because Feast was doing it, so we had like an inside scoop to
Yeah.
what was going on. I was telling Cory the
Easy.
construction gods are against us today because every way to get to St. Cloud has construction.
Oh, it
And
does.
I'm like-
Does it?
And the reason I'm going this way
We're going down.
is because they're down to like one lane through downtown St. Paul, and I'm like, I've never been through it because I got to go past that to get to the airport.
Oh, yeah.
You
so
just
you
want to see the train.
I know,
Kill it all the
trains.
time, yeah.
Well,
Well,
one time Butch and I come
we
down,
had
there
to
was-
stop for 10 minutes.
Yeah, there was like an old steamer working.
Yep.
Here we got a
Fancy.
Burlington Northern G755 and its companion in different color
Oh my
schemes.
God! It's a runaway.
Actually had a runaway here once. It was
A teenage girl.
No, they fell off the cliff. Hey, that sign was right!
Look at that, Williams. Look at that, Williams.
Well, yes, look at that. Intermodal.
Also, we would have gotten stopped by that.
Yeah.
Yo, we could hop that train.
I'd rather jump on the surface.
Run towards it at full speed.
We could reenact any number of movies. We could reenact Captain America. The first one. I got that reference.
Did he jump on a train?
I think Bucky fell off a train.
Oh, yeah. Ugh.
Oh, we could do the Spider-Man. Did they have a train fight?
Commuter train.
Yeah.
Not-
I'd
not
rather
a-
be a hobo.
You could
real
go in the
train.
front and go,
Hey, you could be lying dead back there in those bushes too.
hey, we found someone dead. That's good eating.
God.
I'd rather be a hobo.
Then,
I'd rather be a hobo.
Took my dinner in a tin can.
Now look at that. That whole thing
Oh,
has
like
a different engine.
Crackerjack Jackson. You're good for one appearance.
But remembered for years.
Well, I knew him from a callback, like maybe in Hulk 200 or something. You know, where he was,
Reminiscing
where the brain
on all
was
his
throwing
friends who
everything at him.
died.
Yep.
Everybody who likes Hulk dies. Hulk need therapy.
Except he had the brain of Bruce Banner with that encephalo helmet in that one. So.
Hulk love you, Sally.
Oh, he tore it off though, didn't he? And then he went home.
What issue is that from?
Which one?
The Hulk love you, Sally.
That is 222-ish, 223.
There you go, Cory. You got. He
Okay.
asked that question in the last podcast.
It's the one with the big monster on campus cover.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure
God.
thing, Bruce.
Which
What you talking about?
was when the book went off the rails for me when I was 9, before I even went to John's.
John's.
Hulk was done before. Luckily, I had the rampaging Hulk for another 2 months.
Yeah, when that went to color, it's like, oh, this is terrible.
Oh,
Gets sad at the YMCA for 64 pages.
for 64 paid and $1, 3 times the cost of a regular comic.
Who's Hulk gonna fight now? Just somebody with the gun.
The guy who runs the Ferris wheel at the at the what? Where do people run Ferris wheels? A grocery store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one over there.
Bars.
Gee.
Mostly bars.
I heard there's a high-low diner's got one.
Gee.
No, it's not the Hilo Diner. It's
The candy
Betty
store.
Danger,
Oh.
Danger's my business.
which is owned by the people who own Psycho Susie's.
Oh.
Psycho Susie's one of my favorite places in the whole world.
This is my favorite place.
Next to a truck that doesn't have a muffler?
Well, it's because they let them steal it.
No.
Take what you want. Rum.
Chris and I keep looking at these apartments. Other than being horrendously expensive, it'd be so cool to be down here.
Yeah, when they went up, I thought, kind of neat to just
Joe just
get the
wants to
townhouse
live
instead.
across the street from a train.
We're looking.
Oh, it's noisy.
These actually are slow tracks. They don't. They're not like fast.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Although when they start chugging up that incline,
Well, someone's got to do it.
yeah,
Oh, well, that's a good one.
topical too.
Horrendously expensive, you say?
Yeah.
Like
$600. Oh, probably $600,000.
Lord.
About $350.
No, that would be actually.
Good lord, that's a lot of money,
That'd be a good price.
Apartments.
$350. You leave me alone, Bigfoot. Goddamn Loch Ness monster.
Quit it.
Quidditch?
I'll quit it.
What do you want,
I'll-
Loch Ness monster?
I got
And
that
the monster looked at me and said, "Oh, about $350."
Oh, that's another Crackerjack Jackson story. Jackson? Well, Crackerjack, he was in the 182, the issue after the Wolverine, the final appearance of Wolverine, I believe that was in Marvel Comics.
So that's probably worth about $350.
Because of the
What's
Crackerjack
that sign?
Yeah, because of Crackerjack Jackson.
Jackson
Prepare
appearance.
to stop when flashing.
Repair.
Cover your, would you cover yourself up?
And flashing. Who used to call him the streak?
Look at that, look at that.
Actually got that album. I don't know where the
Attaboy.
hell I picked it up, but
Well,
I don't know.
at least you're not driving that.
Out of a snow cone.
Yeah, see it.
Who survived these already?
Don't look, Ethel.
It was too late. She'd already been moved.
Ray the Crippler Stevens.
Yeah. Joining the ranks of pencil neck,
She'd already been moved.
bread eating freak, scum sucker with a lousy physique.
Now, Butch, are you able to access your email?
Yes. Usually.
Because
But
I've been
yes.
sending you Rampage and no
Oh,
idea.
yeah, no. I just saw those now the other day. And I thought, that would have been nice of me to look those up.
You can still watch them.
Yeah,
The link's still good.
that's great. Ads say that's great.
Cory doesn't send me anything except cease and desist orders.
Well, you wouldn't watch them either.
No, I wouldn't.
Actually,
Actually,
I sent Joe a ton of links and I don't have time.
I might now at work because work's changed so much. They got the new procedures, new X-ray machines, so 90% of the day I'm sitting.
No X-ray machines or new X-ray machines?
New X-ray machines.
Yeah, well, no
So
one.
what I've basically been taking up to is watching lots of YouTubes.
What's going on here?
I don't know, get out of the firehouse. And also reading just tons of comics. I just reread DC versus Marvel.
Oh,
If you have not any knowledge of that particular point in comic history,
yeah.
you avoid it.
Oh yeah, it's a
Unlike-
goddamn mess.
Unlike JLA Avengers, which, you know JLA, you know Avengers? Yeah, you can read it.
Oh, yeah.
But even then, some of it's kind of...
Yeah, no, that was, it was an obvious mistake it's always an obvious mistake to have not the real characters be the characters.
Yeah. I mean,
And
there's some neat moments.
Expect people
like,
to give a shit. I didn't say that.
When Superboy says something about being a clone, and Spider-Man at the time was Ben Reilly. And Ben's like, what? What'd you say?
And they did it. They scored. So it was good.
No.
Oh. No.
But then I mean, it was fun.
Made a lot of money.
It was fun
Good.
for the time.
Well, I was into it.
You know,
But,
I was into it. I remember how I felt about it. And of course, everybody's like, there's no way Wolverine would beat Lobo.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I was into it except for everything about it.
You get Lobo a few Pan-Galactic Argo Blasters, yeah, he'll be easy to beat. Or you'll just have to go on beating yourself. So I cleansed my palate by reading The Uncanny X-Men and New Teen Titans, which was way better.
What Uncanny X-Men? Just starting from Giant Size
No.
X-Men #1?
The crossover.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like you said. Yeah.
You know, it's the little things that are like they make this thing when they discover the threat's cosmic. Well, we better call the this is the Teen Titans are like, we're way out of our league. We better call the Justice League or the Avengers. We don't have time. And then when they finally are confronting Darkseid and Dark Phoenix, they're like, okay, now we gotta call everybody in. They still don't have time, which means they were planning to do that. Just the little type of continuities that I like.
It's been a long time since I read that one.
My favorite fight between Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah,
not Deadpool.
yeah, well, the other
Terminator.
Deadpool.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taskmaster, that Deadpool.
He takes hey bud, you got a light? Sure. He turns around, whoosh, misses Wolverine. What? I missed? Bam! Wolverine nails him. But I didn't.
And then yesterday, he quit buying comics. The end.
All right.
Thank you.
Is this thing on?
Yes.
All right.
Heard that before.
The tradition, of course, is to have a bad road trip donut before we continue.
Oh, I should have bought a gallon of milk.
You need it with this.
Mm-hmm.
But I have good donuts.
Well, why is there a wick sticking out of mine?
John Wick?
I wish.
What?
It's a good luck
It
donut.
was always, it started with Gruber and I, because
Well, it was a
Gruber
bad
would
luck
always
donut.
buy.
Gruber and me. Jeez Louise, you have a podcast.
That's why it's because Gruber and Gruber and me is already taken as a podcast.
Now watch how
name.
you talk about Kelly's dad.
Is that like Mac and me?
Gruber?
I'm sensitive or my dad's sensitive?
Wow.
Or both.
Are we kidding or are we telling the truth?
Gruber would buy the worst donuts, but not just a small pack, but like a bag of them, and that's what we'd subsist on for like the first 100 miles.
Dog walker. Oh my goodness. We should have set that wick on fire first.
Oh, yeah, those are particularly bad.
I feel. Remember when Homer coated his tongue by drinking the candle wax or coated his
That's
mouth
pretty
for
much
the
what this is.
Guatemalan chili pepper?
And then the best one was when we went on a road trip, and I did the same thing, because the girls would be like, oh, we gotta eat the donut. Holly didn't eat it. 100 miles later, she was sick. See? You task the road gods.
Car sick.
Yeah. Poor girl.
We can stop at John's.
Yeah, we could. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to get to 94.
You want to go through downtown or not go through downtown?
Well, I'm
He doesn't care.
I'm going to avoid downtown. I'm just trying to figure out where to cut.
You can cut over at any point now,
All right. I'll cut it
and then we
here.
can basically go past my place, jump on 8 Mill
Randolph.
Road,
Yeah.
up to Snelling to 94.
Yep. Yeah, we went around it because downtown's all. Yeah.
So instead of taking the really sharp left here, go where that car is currently going,
Okay.
that'll take us over to Jefferson Avenue. We just go right up Jefferson, there you go.
Anybody want the last donut?
I think that gutter wants it. Here, give it to this lady.
I don't think there are birds who would eat it.
Oh, Chris Claremont is in town, Cory.
Oh, look at that.
Did anybody tell Angel Medina we were going to do this today?
I did not. I
Bring
thought
him
he'd be busy.
Bring him up.
Angel, call us. Operators are standing by.
Extra piece of wax.
I've got a note from him from back in '92. It says, if there's ever a convention in St. Paul, let me know.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe he'd like to come up.
Well, every time I try to get a hold of him, or Eric tries to get a hold of him, we don't get a response.
Let me
right.
know.
Well, yeah,
I'm all the time.
All right.
The note was dated 1990, but I got it in 1992.
Bill, yours was turn there.
Oh, okay.
Remember Jefferson Avenue?
Take out the fire
It's a cop
plug.
car, doesn't matter.
Yeah, everyone's gonna think it was a cop.
Yeah, you can do what you want.
I always thought we could give Angel a call and go down to Chicago. Maybe he could show us some of the comic shops down there.
Yep.
Hey, you're strong. Would you open that?
Like the 15
I've been having
different
problems
graham
lately,
Oh my
too.
God, I hate this sort of cans.
The what?
15 different graham cracker comics down
All right, we've delayed long enough. Kelly, what was your second time? What
Yeah,
got
we've been-
you out of comics?
We've been putting it off.
Well, nothing really got me out of comics after that. I just jumped around to what I was reading from time to time. And basically, it was just a buyer collector until I started volunteering with the cons. And that got me into the original comic art collecting.
Go up to Lexington.
You're going to keep going underneath the overpass and then the first left.
And you never came to the Thunderbird, you told me.
I went to the Thunderbird once, but I didn't actually go to the show per se. I went there because Bob from Source wanted me to bring in some of my framed art that he could set up around his booth to try to attract more people to come and shop at his space. So I came out there and dropped off several framed pieces of art.
Interesting.
And that was my whole Thunderbird experience where the cons were concerned. I didn't start volunteering until I think it was
Take a left.
yeah, one of the shows at the education building in the fairgrounds.
I'd say.
That what led into the second. How'd you say? Just your secret origin that got you hooked.
It was
Warlock.
Warlock 5 book.
That was the Warlock 5 books.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much purely art. Art is what pretty much drives most of my collecting now. I never stick with a book very long, but if I see a cover I like, I buy and I collect that cover.
Gruber showed me his Neil Adams art. He has 3 commissions that he had done. I've got pictures of them. I'll show you when we
Did he get
a
Mr.
chance.
T?
Of course. And
Yep.
Skate Man.
Skate Man, yep.
Ms. Mystic and Earth 4.
I'm trying to think of something stupid that he did.
I'll never get the end of Death Watch now.
I did not get into original art. I am, every so often, I will get a commission of Spider-Gwen. And I do have that page by Sal Buscema because I had to own some Sal Buscema.
What's that from?
It is from Black Dynamite.
Oh, he drew that, huh?
He inked it. And when I got the page, it's like, yeah, he did more than just inking on this. Sal kind of corrected the artist's stuff.
And
But hey, it's Sal Buscema.
don't you have the infamous Snakes on a Plane page from Gordon Burzell?
I have 2 pages of Snakes on a Plane, but he did not draw the issue
Oh,
with the, I want these MFN snakes off this MFN plane. He did not draw that issue.
oh man.
Because I told him I would pay a premium for that page, and he said everybody would. Wish I would have drew it.
Yeah.
The other page I know we've hunted for, and I don't think we'll ever get, back when Pete Krause was doing Power Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
There were 2. He got you,
Yeah.
Dave, and Jess on a page.
Yeah, or
But he
a
has
few
the one
pages.
page where you flip the page,
That's amazing.
and the bartender's Brian Wilson.
Yep.
And we would look at it and go, "Oh my God, that's Brian
Yeah,
Wilson."
you don't
because we
actually
know him.
need it because you can just go look at Brian Wilson.
Yeah. And
What are you talking about? Brian doesn't see anybody anymore.
no, he doesn't. And I talked with Pete, and Pete's talked with who was his co? Was it the writer?
Yeah, Ordway.
Ordway.
Yeah, the Ordway,
Because
the
Ordway
theater
doesn't
guy.
sell his stuff, but I thought, well, if we send him a picture of Brian, maybe, and that's kind of, that was, years past. That's hard on an old guy looking at that type of angle.
Terrible.
Right at light.
Well, what has Butch been reading?
That's just too hard to remember, but I have been reading a lot of stuff. It's hard to, I don't know, I read old stuff, I read new stuff, I read magazines, and apparently I forget about them after I put them down.
Why buy
Onto
new stuff?
something
Hey,
else.
look, I reread
Oh yeah, I love going back to the old stuff.
Yum.
I was, just yesterday, I was flipping through the Marvel Triple Action where Hercules was on the way to fight the Dragon Man, and I was on the edge of my seat. I wouldn't say it delivered quite as much as I hoped, but it wasn't bad.
Don Heck drew that.
Yes, he did.
I always liked Don Heck's Hercules. He actually looked like he could be good.
Yeah, he looked like Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. That's the only time I've ever thought of Don Heck in the terms of liking him.
Oh, heck.
I don't have any of his original art.
Well, and Don Heck wasn't really a superhero artist. The stuff I like best of his is that 50s horror stuff he did was so good.
Okay.
He's a lot like George Tuska, who,
Right.
I'm sorry, all there is left is superheroes. We know you did crime comics for 20 years and were the best at it, but here's Iron Man.
There we go.
Yeah, Tuska was drawing Iron Man when I first read it, so that just kind of looks right to me. And the Blood Brothers. Yeah. Not Daredevil, though. That suffered from that phenomenon. The Blood Brothers were in like issue 88 of Iron Man, and it was continued into with a very exciting cliffhanger where Daredevil was going to come and help Iron Man fight the Blood Brothers. But then I never saw the next issue until like 4 weeks ago.
To this day, you still don't know
No,
if Iron Man lived or not.
if George Tuska drew that issue or not.
Wait, Tennessee Tuska?
Tennessee Tuxedo,
Well, not there. Uh-oh. Fuck.
but 35W closed. Use detour.
Oh, no, we're not going to
Stay on 94.
Yeah, but all right, I got a better idea.
All right, or all
Which
wrong.
usually never works.
T-Bird and Throttle. 3 issues of that I read. What do you think of that?
I don't even know what that is.
Well, you better get on board. That's an Alterna Comics
Oh,
comic.
okay.
But it's done in a like animated style of art, and it's not a bad read.
They're another one of those companies that is, well, we don't like Diamond, and we can't get any other distribution deals, so you got to buy us through the mail.
Yep. So good luck.
Yeah, I'm not buying comics through the mail that I don't know any of the creators.
And they're all mailed flat.
Oh, so much for the air conditioning.
Cops don't get air conditioning.
Apparently not. I only use it one time a year. Oh, it's a good thing I
When
didn't.
it's-
Good thing I didn't eat all the devil days
This
last night.
whole distribution nightmare that's going on with comics is just
Like they need to be sabotaged anymore. Sabotage themselves.
well, the whole issues with shipping in general due to all the upheaval from COVID is bad enough, and then you've got all your publishers jumping around to different distribution chains.
I'll show them.
It's
No, I'm hearing that people are going back to Diamond for Marvel, even though it costs more. And I don't know why they would do that unless
You could actually
I know
get
in the
books.
beginning the new distributor wasn't taking care of the comics very well.
Marvels.
Yeah, there were a lot of retailers saying that stuff was showing up damaged, and
Yeah,
How is that
they
any
shipped
different
them.
than Diamond?
yeah,
They shipped them like books. You know, they would just toss. Oh, okay, 3-4 comics in a big diamond box. And
A string
Diamond-sized
string
box.
wrapped around 80
Yeah,
issues of
not
Frank
even
Miller's
that,
Daredevil.
yeah.
Would dig to the middle of the stack down at John's. There
Oh,
we
yeah.
go. Yeah.
My favorite opening a diamond box is you open up a diamond box and there's like 2 super big hardcover collected edition books piled on top of all the variants for for Marvel for the week, and no packing. So those heavy books just smashed around and smashed and ruined every one of those variants.
Packaging.
Which is really F for Diamond. You'd think they would know better after all these years.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I guess Penguin had to get their head knocked by
Whoever's
whoever's hired, because it was like they were showing, okay, here's how you gotta pack the comics this way. They didn't. But then a couple weeks later, they started getting it right. Not that it matters. Oh yeah, I guess I can't film my Amazing X-Men run because it's been destroyed.
The PB in PB Max doesn't stand for Parachuting Buffalo.
It doesn't. Damn.
What was the Penguin one? Penguin baseball or something? Well, I tried.
we don't even get PB Max anymore.
I tried. I got a subscription to PB Max. I don't watch it though.
I'm telling you, downtown Minneapolis hasn't been the same since Big Brain closed.
So many foods have gone away. Did you know alphabets are gone?
Corey's been bemoaning that fact all
And
morning.
King Vitamin.
He cannot have breakfast with the king.
One time I was eating my alphabets and a ghost tried to scare me. What'd you do? I ate them. Trying to remember my alphabets commercials.
I just remember the super creepy King Vitamin commercials.
Didn't Wally Cox do a lot of them?
Those were the animated ones. The live action ones where the king was basically wearing a big dress and would have little girls sit on his lap all the time to eat breakfast.
I don't know. It could be as scary as that Burger King guy.
Was King Vitamin like completely tasteless, or am I thinking of another?
King Vitamin was Captain Crunch in a different form.
That didn't cut up your mouth.
Okay,
I love how Captain Crunch. Oh no, we didn't do that. Oh yes, you did.
Some Captain Razor Blades. Captain, apparently. Captain Razor Blades. Captain Gowns.
Kelly, you mentioned you collect art. Is there anything you read?
You have a lot.
Oh
I
yeah.
have too much.
We should have stopped in.
Oh, it's a showcase. It's a lot of
Oh
fun.
man.
Yeah, Joe saw my
Just some of it.
my little home office, and
More like an orifice.
I have more stuff. I don't know if I could buy a big enough mansion to actually hang up everything I own.
It's worth a try. It's worth a shot.
I'd probably have to sell all the art in order to afford the mansion.
Yeah.
What's the point? No,
This is where this art would have been.
I have way too much, and I don't stop buying.
I was flipping.
Comics are the same way. I've already filled up my closet where I keep my comics, and I'm trying to figure, okay, now what am I going to do with the shit I'm buying?
Well, we just build more shelves, Kelly.
Yeah, there's no room for more shelves in that
Yeah, the
closet.
price of wood is $1,000 for a 2x4. My shelving.
Well, if the paper shortages keep up, they won't be able to print comics, and I won't have to buy anymore.
Yeah. Like I said, you can stick with what you got. There's plenty.
Yeah, I doubt you've read all of Marvel 2-in-1 yet.
No, but I keep reading the same ones over and over.
Yeah, the ones you own.
Yeah, the ones that are laying around in a heap. Then I think about the other ones. As I was thinking about Hercules dragging the island of Manhattan back into place.
That's Marvel Team Up.
Oh, that was in Team Up? I was really thinking, yeah.
That was Hercules and Spider-Man,
Yep.
written by Gary Conway.
Why would the
who
Thing not
lives
have done
in
it?
New York and should have known better.
Well,
Let's see. I'll kill Gwen in this issue.
I'm-
Over here, I'll have Hercules drag Manhattan up the river.
I don't care as long as he brings back Wonder Man.
See, I've got all Marvel 2-in-1 in Essentials.
Oh, coloring books.
Pretty much, yeah.
Coloring books.
Okay, Cory, what are you reading?
I'm reading the Garth Ennis Punisher Max series.
Yeah,
I am
what
up
format?
to Barracuda.
Oh,
Digitally.
yeah. I never
Digitally.
finished the Barracuda story.
Barracuda's great because he doesn't, Punisher does not intimidate him at all.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the Punisher? Big deal. I got you tied up. I'm going to throw you to the sharks.
Not the Barracudas, eh? There you go.
And then how much
Do it. Oh,
Ennis is there after that? Seemed like it wasn't.
Yeah,
Too much
I'm about
longer.
halfway through because there are two omnibuses. And I'm about halfway through. Then there are the mini-series like Punisher Born and stuff like that. I also like his Nick Fury. Ennis's Nick Fury and the Punisher is great because it's like, yeah, there are all these generals. Screw them. I don't care what they think. I'm having problems with the Russians. Just going to drop the Punisher in on them.
Yeah, that was good stuff. He hadn't talked to a little girl since his daughter. Messed up as that. I didn't read that one.
Everlast.
I know they're trying another Punisher series, and it's by Jason Aaron, so I'll read it. But man, Garth Ennis is the only guy who should write the Punisher.
I'll write it.
You'd have him fight Dragon Man.
Impossible Man. Punisher and Impossible Man. 12-issue maxi series.
Good work!
Why can't I keep an artist on this book? I get Michael Golden. It's gonna be that. So that's a done deal. What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, there's some art, like Michael Golden. I imagine any book he drew, he'd get a fortune for the original art pages. Does he draw anything? Nah. Nah, I'm good.
Lock it in a closet so no one can ever see it.
I'm working on Butch's Punisher book.
It's like Terry Austin. He seems to have dropped off the face of the earth. Nobody knows anything about him now.
Oh, not a bad way to go.
I imagine...
He's sitting on the front step waiting for us to pick him up.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I can imagine he would go to a convention and make a lot of money. Drawing Popeye.
Popeye, huh?
You didn't know about that?
No, tell me.
He puts Popeye in the backgrounds of comics all the time.
Huh.
Did it in the X-Men constantly, and it pissed off John Byrne.
Yeah, I must have seen it and just...
It's like in the one, I think the one big scene where their X-Men were kidnapped in the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yeah.
She's in the background, or he's in the background. I think Joker was back there too.
Very good. Those kinds of things were really fun. As a kid, it was really fun to see that stuff. And apparently forget it.
You're getting old.
Yeah.
You're forgetting the fun stuff.
Huh?
What?
I think it started when you couldn't go into a like a comic shop and be assured of seeing everything on the shelf. You know, granted, having a pull list is great, especially for the comic shop, but there was something about, going into John's and knowing everything was there.
Yeah.
There was very rarely would you go in and something was sold out. Because he knew if he had 5-10 extra, he could sell them his back issues. But when that changed,
Yeah, it really made my whole life to, at such a young age, to have a comic shop. That was everything. Instead of just the spin rack at Tom Thumb, you know.
Oh yeah. I know, like, oh yeah, you'll have it in a few months.
Well, yeah, and you'll never see the next part of this story or the first part of this story.
Yeah, I was one of those kids who would check the last page to see, is this continued?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I had my nephew reading comics once, and he was like, he was frustrated. It always gets to the end, and then there's something else going on. Like, oh, I never thought to complain about that.
That's what I always hated. Like,
It worked on me.
Walt Disney and stories were that way because they had like usually a Donald Duck, and if Don Rosa did it, it was great. Some other Disney scamp, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the Mickey Mouse story was always serialized, and it was like, I'll never see the end of that. And they were actually kind of interesting. You know, they played it more serious rather than comedy.
You'd see like every 5 issues of that. No 2 in a row.
The one I remember vividly, there was it Murphy's department store where University and Snelling was, and they had. That's where I first saw comics that had the top ripped off.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I want to buy it, but I'm not getting the cover, so I'm
You
not
were too dumb to go over to Midway.
I didn't know about Midway.
It was across the street.
Didn't know it. I'm there with my mom, and she was probably shopping in Ward's.
Kelly was over
so
at Midway.
So I know I could go across. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, all he did in all the junk, cheap comics, he just drew a marker through the barcode.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the toys downstairs was Messick probably digging through everything. But I'd pick up this Action 1, and it had an interesting story where this guy went nuts and sends Superman back to colonial times. And in the back was a Superdog backup story. And I love Superdog, but I'm like, oh man, I'm never going to find the evidence. But it's a Superdog story, and the Superdog story was complete. So I did buy it.
How much? No, so with the
whatever the cover price was, $35.
Well, he still charged the cover. Well, they tore off the whole cover except for the.
No, this one was whole.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah. I was reading a little too much into that. Define reading.
And then I finally found the second part, like in the 80s sometime, digging for John's Bin or something. And I was like, okay, this is the next issue, but there's a real disconnect. I never see if it was like a different writer because it didn't quite flow into one into the other.
John.
Because you're like, how is Superman going to get back? Back then you believed, oh my God, Giganto's going to kill Superman.
Did you go to the original Free Comic Book Day, aka when John had his dime sale?
Oh yeah.
It was like this time of year in '82.
And you
spring of '82.
You dig through these stuff, and that's how I picked up like runs of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Batman stuff because I didn't buy DC, but for a dime a piece I could load up.
And he must have picked these up at a fire sale because literally the bags on some
were melted. Yeah.
It didn't damage the comic.
It didn't smell like smoke. I could never figure out what was with those melted bags.
You had to cut the thing open in order to do it.
And we'd go into the basement and search through the books.
I never made it to the basement because I blew my budget on the...
Well, that's where I bought all my melted comics. I'd go home with a full grocery bag on the bus.
Oh, God, yeah. I'd love to know where all those...
I lived in the middle of nowhere. We didn't have any of that.
No, that's good for people like you to hear about that, so you know what was going on in the real world.
Well, John would talk about...
And the bus was a dime. It was a dime ride home, so that was a comic I missed.
John would talk about... One day, he's like, oh, the check from Comic City bounced. And my brain's like, whoa, Comic City.
Whole city.
Oh, man. You talk about Kelly, taking a bus where your parents probably didn't know where you were going. So I started out at Greg Kidder's first shop he did with Ralph at the old front in Como in St. Paul. And I went there because my cousin would be like, oh, don't go to this St. Paul comic with John Nunziata. He charges a whole quarter for back issues. Quarter being a bag and board. And then when Greg moved his shop to downtown Minneapolis called the Completed Channer, I would hop every Saturday. I'd hop the bus, transfer at the city line, and go down. If I had time, if it was a small week, I'd go to Schindler's on E Block, the infamous E Block, and then
Hang out at Moby Dick's for a while, and then go to Schindler's.
I'd get McDonald's. The one time I went to there were 2 Schindlers, one on each end. I didn't know about the brothers until I met Cory and he explained it to me. So I'd go down.
Yeah, what was with the 2 Schindlers? That was it.
One was owned by one brother, one was owned by the other. They hated each other.
Yeah.
Hated each other with passion. Joel, I think, was a nephew. He bought both of them and then started expanding into the suburbs.
So I was wondering why there was 2 of those so close together.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So
They had owned a newsstand, and then they had the chance to get into a building, and they fought and fought and fought, and finally they were just, each of them were like, F you! And they set up on opposite ends of the block.
God.
So I go to the one on the one end that was closest to Greg's store, and I walk down to the other one, and I go in. Of course, I got a bag that says Schindler's under my arm, and the motherfucker under, what are you doing? I come to look at comics. Well, just don't touch any. I looked for like 2 seconds, and fuck you, went back.
You were at the wrong one.
I dropped $20 back at the other Schindler's, and I never went into that Schindler's again. I do remember there was a thing called Arcade. So Saturday morning, I hit Greg, hit Schindler's.
And what year was this?
This had to be the late 70s.
Important details.
Because I started in 78.
Yeah, so you were right on it, huh?
So I walk into this arcade, and I start walking up the steps, and there's this black guy just standing there. He goes,
We're here.
I don't think you want to go up there. And he wasn't mean, he wasn't threatening, so I just kind of like, okay. How dare these people get in my way on Free Comic Book Day? A pox to you and your 50 horsepower boat.
Where is everybody today? How come there's such a sparse crew?
Well, I asked Gruber, and he's always, yeah, it sounds fun. Then when it happens, I don't want to do it.
Don't get along with, son.
I don't like anybody.
I don't want no comics.
And then
Don't like friends.
Lisa had a family thing, and Dan and Julie are down in Iowa at a craft con or fantasy con?
Some sort of convention.
See.
Only 4 hours away.
I see.
So
What's
if you're
Kelly
up for
doing? What's Kelly doing? Yeah.
I don't know. I just figured you'd have been tied into the source.
No, they're not doing their usual big Free Comic Book Day thing.
Why is that?
COVID or just...
Mostly, concerns over COVID, not wanting to have too big a crowd. So they didn't order a lot, and they ordered some Free Comic Book Day books, but not the usual ton that they usually order. And they're just going for more of a low-key thing. I think they're having a discount all weekend long on comic stuff, but they just figure I don't think they're going to have as huge a turnout as like they used to pre-COVID.
So what are you going to do?
In regards to
Free Comic Book Day.
that's why I'm hanging out with you guys.
Oh.
That's why I reached out to Joe to find out whether or not there was room in the car.
What are you rubes up to?
I thought maybe I could hang out with some friends for the day.
There you go.
Go to a few shops I don't usually get a chance to go to very often.
I naturally told him no, but we just happened to drive by and he looked so lonely on his doorstep. I thought, well,
All ready to go? Yeah.
come on, all right.
I sat out there for like 45 minutes.
Well, he thought it was the source van that was going to take us over for all you can eat hot dogs.
Well, unlike usual, where we show up at Butch's doorstep and he's just getting in the shower, and I'm just getting in the shower.
Yeah, remember when I had to wash my hair?
Yeah, boy, that took forever.
Oh my God. We'll go hit a couple shops.
So,
I was out of the shower before my alarm went off.
well, I don't know.
Not often I get to brag about something like
I
that.
don't know what happened. I had a horrible night's sleep. So if I fall asleep, just
Well, yeah. How old are you?
I'm gonna die.
When's the last time you had a good night's sleep?
I'll die peaceful in my sleep, not screaming like you guys will.
Well, if you drive more carefully.
I'm trying not to. I'm in a cop car. Don't worry, this thing can take hits up to 75 miles an hour. You want to see?
Not really.
Okay.
I'm good.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, want to check out my new tires?
Hey,
I got to cover Dynamite on
who needs to take a
Wednesday.
dump?
Mario, want to see my new chainsaw and hockey mask?
Oh,
I got to live long enough to see Forbidden Door with All Elite Wrestling teaming up with New Japan.
Not Doctor Strange.
which you'll probably cover on. What's that
Oh,
website you work on? She's like, just give him a plug and he muffs it. Sorry,
Yeah,
Dave.
I'll be working that for PW Insider.
What's the one in Chicago? Will they send you?
No, I decided not to go because it was New Japan,
Hmm.
but it wasn't the big New Japan stars. It was their American crew, which are still good, but it's not like
American Japan Wrestling presents
What a snob.
pretty much, yeah. It's
Japan.
Like, I can watch it at home on my TV for $10, or I could drive to Chicago.
Or you
for
could
a
drive to
day.
Stillwater in the middle of it.
Yeah, that too. Or I could drive to Chicago for a day, hope that I get free tickets.
Well, let me know, because I'm going to go hang around with Angel.
I thought you'd be, looking.
Well, I'm not inviting you when I get free tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I just wanted to ride.
All Elite Wrestling had a pay-per-view in November. I'm pressed now. So I tell Butch, hey, I've got extra passes for the press box and the press conference afterward. Come with me. Oh,
2 days.
I don't know.
Butch is a busy guy.
Yeah.
A lot going on in his life.
Yeah.
In his mind.
In his mind.
For both nights, I got like the best seats you could
And I
possibly
couldn't
have.
get off work otherwise.
Afterward,
Can I
we
go?
do a press conference with Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, the new champion Adam Page, answering whatever stupid questions people have. And there were people with some really stupid questions.
Oh.
What did Butch do that weekend? I don't know. Probably
I don't-
just watch Svengoolie.
Oh. I missed Ghost and Mr. Chicken.
I don't remember reading this 2-in-1. Or is it Tim?
Ah, it's Brigadoon, the mountain that walks like a man.
My favorite.
Jay Lethal.
Corey
Yeah.
describes in mouth-watering detail the redhead from England that he...
No, blonde.
Blonde. I thought it was a redhead, but it doesn't matter.
Oh,
He didn't get her phone number.
Don't need to. Nobody has phone numbers.
Uh-huh. He says as he talks into his phone.
I resemble that remark.
I haven't called anyone on my phone other than my parents for like months.
She's probably back home.
Everybody
he
knows.
was cute, but he didn't ask me out. I don't get it. What did I do wrong?
I've seen the guy she dates, okay?
Uh-huh. Boy, excuses. Okay, let's just keep it going. We could probably get a podcast. Excuses why Corey doesn't leave his house. I don't want to.
Who wants to leave their house?
That's where all my stuff is.
Why do you want to attack Bill in his house?
Well, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, right. That's where all the stuff is. I could spend all day, every day, trying to put it in order. Still not find anything.
That was my sad news.
Who puts stuff in order?
I try.
And
I fail.
Busy all the time.
I fail, yeah.
I was hoping to retire at 60.
Uh-oh.
And because of health care,
58.
I wish.
Oh.
62. 2 more years. Because my wife's like, what are you going to do?
How is your lovely
I'm like-
lovely wife?
Oh, I'll
She
get
was
there.
retired
I'll
for
get
4
there
whole
in a
days.
minute. Yeah, she actually retired. The city of St. Paul had this thing called Rule of 90. Age plus...
When you get to be 90?
No, you wish. It's age plus years of service. If it hits 90, you can retire. That's why you found so many like cops and firefighters. They start when they're 18, they retire when they're 40. So she actually retired. And she was thinking, okay, well, I got 2 months of paid leave. I'll take that and just relax. And then a place that headhunted her. And, we really need your head on the mantle.
Anybody want real
but-
donuts?
Yes. Can I? She's kind of like, I really want a month off.
Thank
No,
you.
no, we need you like right away. Okay, you have to move it forward or we're going to like drive into the next lane.
Blueberries!
Thank you.
I know the horror that Joe does.
So she goes back to work on Monday.
Where?
Habitat for Humanity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they will rebuild a house refurbish a house. Usually they're all volunteers.
Send them over.
And then they usually sell it to or prepare it for a family, a disadvantaged family.
Send them over.
Started by Jimmy Carter.
So, and she's like, I'll do that for 5 years. I go, well, I guess I'll hang at TSA for another 5 years. I really wanted to retire and go work at the source, but
Now Butch wants us to stop at the Alien Grill.
I know I can hear.
You know,
I can hear his stomach.
I'm going to let it go this time.
for some alien meatloaf.
You know, usually you pay to have your garbage taken away.
The ambiance was good.
Yeah, it was, and it's been paying dividends for years.
Yeah, we get the jokes every time we drive up the highway.
Someone tried to tell me that there's one in South Dakota where the food's good, and I said, really?
That was me.
Why would you drive to South Dakota in the first place?
Now, are you talking about the Alien Grill, or are you talking about Taco Bell again?
You know, they got comic shops there.
In between, with just my luck, there would be a comic shop in between Alien Bar and Grill and Taco Bell.
When I drove my daughter to Reno.
All 8 of them down the hatch.
We put everything in a rental truck. And on the way down, I'm like, okay, on the way down, there's at least 7 comic shops between us and that. Nope. That's my wife. Nope. Aw. It got so bad. We're in this one city. I think it's called Elko. Just like the one here. And we pulled off the road. It was a scheduled stop. We went to Wendy's, and as we were eating, the girls stopped over at McDonald's. And they're like, well, should we get on the road? I go, yeah, we're going to gas up. You guys go. We'll catch up with you. Oh, no. Do you think she knows that there's a comic shop 2 blocks away from where we're eating? Sorry. On the way there, though, my daughter's air conditioning broke down, and this was summertime, 100-degree heat. She has a cat with her, 2 cats. Now,
3 cats.
In the comfort of the rental truck, we have air conditioning. So they put the cats in with, hey, guess who's allergic to cats? Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had to drive across the desert with AC that was busted. And I was telling, well, here's what you do. You roll the windows down. It's called the NASCAR effect. NASCAR's got this thing where they blow hot air onto the driver. Why? Because you don't got ACs in those things. And then they, I said, drink a lot of water, keep the windows down. And then we stopped at Salt Lake City, unscheduled stop, where I was able to visit a few comic shops.
Yeah, they're still talking about it.
They stopped at a Walmart and they got those little fans that you know that blow air.
Yep.
So they just filled them with water and just.
Just like the Lewis and Clark expedition.
Actually, I was going for a Doctor Who reference, but there's this thing where one of the aliens.
I was going for the Donners, but I choked.
I am hungry. Can I have another donut?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Now the other thing was,
that's too bad.
And I don't want to bore the podcast listeners, but when we went to Hawaii, what? I was like, yeah, we were in Hawaii.
You see the Beach Boys?
No, they're on a different island. I think they were singing.
Hawaii's an island?
That's impossible. And the worst thing is I got wet because it was surrounded by water.
He did get a tiki god, and then all these horrible things happened to his brother, Greg.
Yeah. We're thinking next year of visiting Grand Canyon. So
Hopefully Jim Backus will lock you up in a ghost town.
On one of the days, everybody decided we're just going to crash. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to go visit these comic stores. And really? Yeah, really. So I finally find the first one I tried to get
Sounds
to.
like why I don't go on vacations.
Oh.
The girls travel all over hell and tarnation.
This is our vacation, Butch.
I stay home and watch Westworld.
Chris wasn't even
feed
angry
the dogs.
Usually Chris
the
is angry
chickens,
with
the
me.
bird.
Don't go anywhere.
Chilla.
The chinchilla.
Yeah.
The musks.
I did hit. There were 4 shops I wanted to hit, but 2 of them had closed.
Where's Walzo?
He's over there.
Closed permanently or closed already for the day?
permanently.
Saw Joe coming.
Because the guy asked me, like, how did you, we started talking, I started talking, I'm from Minnesota, blah, blah, blah.
We're closed.
And he said, how did you find me? I said, I just Google. Everywhere I go, I just Google. And he said,
I never thought of that.
He kind of looked at his coworker and he said, were there like 2 over by the stadium? Yeah. I said, oh, they're closed.
Wow.
Oh,
Spend all your money here.
the guy was 65, he closed because of COVID. The other one, they didn't really talk about, and you kind of get an idea that the guy probably was
We don't talk
mismanaging
about
the place. Yeah. And I said, well, thanks. No, speaking of spending, they had
At the bar and grill you were talking about?
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. We'll stop on the way back.
No, we won't.
I didn't say we'd go in. Jeez, why don't you listen?
Well, why would we waste our time?
Why not?
You need a burger.
Why not?
Because there's a mattress sale going on.
No, I've already had one burger that I couldn't finish one time in my life. That Perkins that we used to go to.
Oh, near your place?
Yeah.
Which ain't there no more?
Well, I hear the old lady let the police lapse.
Oh, really?
Yep, she's getting out of it.
It's a tough business. It's a weird area, too.
She's too old. 80 or something.
So the gist of the Hawaii story, apparently, when Stan Lee was around, he had StanLeeCollectibles.net.
Is that the guy that's saying Tiny Bubbles?
You never know. And when he would visit a store, he had unique variant covers that he would sell to the store. And apparently this was the last store Stan visited before he stopped going to. At least they think
That
it was.
store?
So I picked up a bunch of the variants, and then they had a Stan Lee that was signed. And I said, did it come with a certificate? He goes, no,
Did
but
you try sticking the thing in the Batmobile?
what happened was, it's called no selling. Apparently, the deal was Stan wouldn't sign for the store because he's selling to customers. But he said Stan would get bored when nobody was around. He'd like go around the store. He'd say, "Give me somebody." He'd start autographing comics
What a man.
for the store.
Whether he had anything to do with them or not.
What a the man.
And I looked at it and I was like, it was a cool cover. It was like $300. I thought that's pretty good for a Stanley autograph. And then as I left the store, I was talking to this one guy. He's
What
like,
kind of money do you got? Because I'll get you some Stanley autographs.
the stereotypical surfer guy. They were talking to him. I said, yeah, this guy showed up 7 years ago. He ain't never left. Yep, I just watched my plane go. I just told him, I said, if you come back and it's gone, I bought it. And I was like 2 blocks away thinking, son of a bitch, I should go back and get it. But I didn't want to get my wife mad because I'm dropping $300 on top of the $200 I already dropped. So I went and bought her like $300 earrings with diamonds in them. And after I gave them to her, I said, oh, there's a Stanley autograph. We'll go buy it.
Tell her maybe she'd have more money if she wasn't giving away cars left and right.
No, that's my dad. No, Dad's actually easy. Just get rid of your money. If I'm your executor, I want an easy estate. Yep, he's broke. He ain't got nothing. Close the case. Needless to say, I went back and got the comic.
Oh, that a boy.
Attaboy. I thought that was an interesting story. I don't know if it's true or not. He said that was 2016 when Stanley was there, and then he passed away 2018. So, and the company's gone. And you look for these variants, you can't even find them on eBay or anything. Or if you do, they're like silly money.
Which is phony money.
Silly
Monopoly money.
I put it on my eBay account.
It was $16 squintillion.
I haven't seen any celebrities that we've passed yet. And notice I say we've passed because of the way Joe drives. But one year we saw Roy Thomas
I'm wondering
on the
now.
way up here.
Roy Thomas is somewhere. He's
at a convention.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
Nowhere nearby.
I
But
thought he didn't do those anymore either.
He
Honestly.
does conventions,
it's a one
but
day.
you have to pay for taking care of his farm animals. Because if he's
You
away,
have said that before. Probably when we saw him driving here that one.
somebody's got to take care of the animals, so he has to pay somebody to do
Take
that.
care of
Well,
the animals.
around my house, they just leave and expect me to do it.
Talk and walk with the animals,
And you do,
and they will talk.
Yeah, well, I'm a humane individual.
because you get tired of them coming up to you and
Yeah, it's sad to see a cow molting.
Do you have any idea
Interrupting cow.
how hungry a chicken has to be before it starts whining?
Have you tortured chickens to find out?
No, I leave that to the food company. Leave that to Tyson.
I'll leave that to Garth Ennis's preacher characters.
There, that too.
And now a moment of silence for that chicken. Look at that flag.
We're going by a nuclear plant. Should we stop and see if we can get superpowers?
Nuclear.
Nuclear. Nuke. Road where Kray is Sion. Well, I better speed up the old Victrola. 60 miles an hour, is that a suggestion?
What's that golf cart doing there?
Looking at your speedometer, it must be.
Have we left the Twin Cities yet?
It's a running theme there.
In case you wonder why cops can sneak up to you so fast.
In a golf cart?
Hey, that's like a shuttlecraft. Go ahead, jump in our back. Is that guy even conscious?
That's pretty funny. That might have been Lou Diamond Phillips, but
Hard
no.
to say.
Yeah, I don't think it was him.
Is the driver? Is
Isn't he like
the
60?
steering wheel on the right side or the left side?
Oh, yeah. I just
He
assumed.
was kind of leaned over.
Yeah.
Steering wheel was on the opposite side.
That's what I thought, because the guy in the driver's seat was slumped over.
He was.
So the steering wheel was on the other side. If this was the Fast and the Furious movies, we could just have conversations with these people in the next vehicle. How's it going?
I have yet to see one of those.
You're missing out.
I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't watched them. That and Harry Potter. I haven't seen
Didn't they
a
kick
single Harry
Vin
Potter.
Diesel off
We
the last
went-
I
one?
haven't watched any of the Fast
Or
and
no, the
Furious
director
movies
left
Oh.
because Vin Diesel was being an asshole.
We went up to the Free Comic Book Day one year, and Cory hadn't seen Avengers Endgame.
Wow.
Some stupid eye surgery or something.
Why we let him come with us, I don't know.
I think that was the year I had my eye surgery
What'd
and I
you-
couldn't see anything.
What'd you think when you saw it?
Loved it.
I told you we could have screamed about it and raved about it all the way up and all the way back, and we still wouldn't have ruined the movie.
Yeah.
Iron Man dies at the end.
Did you see Donald Duck? Why hasn't Marvel done Donald Duck, Howard the Duck team up? Pantsless in Chicago.
Have you read any Marvel comics lately?
Yeah, I've been keeping up with Fantastic Four.
Ooh. Good choice.
Spider-Man's fun too.
I haven't read issue 1. Apparently,
Did you read issue 496?
Spider-Man's done something to piss off everybody. Avengers, Mary Jane, Aunt May,
Yeah, that sounds like Spider-Man.
Human Torch.
but we don't know what.
Now I remember why I made that remark about reading
does
Marvel.
Does it say what in the Free Comic Book Day giveaway? Or don't we know yet?
I don't know yet.
So, and I'll get my number 1. Maybe I'll pick up one at Granite.
You get it tomorrow.
I get it tomorrow.
And that's what is that, the John Romita Jr. thing?
Is he doing that?
Yep.
Okay, so that is it.
And
I wasn't sure if
don't
he was going on the
remember-
main book or something
I don't
else.
remember the cover I went for. I want to. If Jurgens did a cover, I know he did a couple variant covers I went for.
Cory, I don't remember if I told you this.
Yeah, you told him already.
A couple of years ago, I left my stuff in Joe's car for Free Comic Book Day.
You never got it back.
Actually, I think it was... No, I did. He stopped over in January.
Oh, that was the Black Friday.
Yeah, it was Black Friday.
And you had
So
a
it was-
convention in the driveway.
Yeah, we had the convention. You weren't there. We took a picture to prove it.
Okay,
I
good.
never saw the picture, of course. And it was a pretty nice day. It was
Cory had his eyes closed.
It was about 30
It's like a
degrees, so
picture.
Joe and I hung out for quite a while in the driveway, and had
Any stray dogs come by?
had a con. Well, I'm getting to that.
Uh-oh.
So we stood out there for a long time, and I live on a busy road, and there's plenty of traffic. And the next day, I hopped in the car to pull out and drove right in front of me, right across, the Granite City Jobbing Company.
Oh!
And that couldn't have happened when Joe and I were out.
Nope. He would have body slammed me.
That's the only time I've ever seen that.
Want to be in the job squad.
Not that I stand there watching the street.
Pin me and pay me.
I hate it. Pin me, pay me, and get the hell out of my store.
A diggity dog.
Who's
Fill
this
my
now?
quota.
Nobody.
You needed your hockey mask.
Yeah, I could have grabbed it. It's just right at the front door there. In case I got to run out in the driveway. And by run, I mean stumble. Yeah.
Mosey. You're getting at the age where you mosey.
The crippled walk. A stroll.
If this is not for public consumption, we can edit it out. But what happened with the signing on Wednesday? So I saw that Schoonover or whatever posted that it was canceled.
All
Sunday,
I saw
Wednesday.
was
I
that
know nothing.
He said canceled due to some unforeseen complications or something like that. And I never heard
Yeah, I mean,
as to why it didn't happen.
I was all ready to go, and then my wife's like, "Wait a minute! I thought I read it got canceled. Really? I didn't see nothing." Good old Facebook.
What's with our wives telling us what's going on
I
in the
know.
world now?
That's out of touch.
That's why
Yeah.
I don't know anything.
I figured it'd be fun to go and have my recorder and talk about their new comic, but no.
Yeah,
You
Ben
always-
and Brent are both great guys.
Yeah, and I always assume it's COVID or somebody's sick or something. Or maybe worse. Yeah, Diamond shorted the entire order of their comic.
Well, that's much worse than
We got
COVID.
nothing for you to signs.
Oh, that's
Got a
terrible.
notepad, you can sign that.
Not the same.
I'm sure there would have been plenty of other things for Ben to sign. He's been writing
Oh, yeah.
and stuff.
There's a con scheduled coming up, the MetaCon or something. I've seen them dropping stuff for Minneapolis.
Yeah, it's with that NA Minneapolis group, and it's mostly voice actors and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few people I'd be interested in seeing, but
Is that where that 91 con was at the Minneapolis Convention Center?
Wizard World was there, I think. And I
The one where Stan Lee was there, and I got the Jim Lee sketch and all that.
No, that was one of Greenberg's, but I forget what
But
it was.
yeah, but was it at the convention center?
I don't
I
remember.
think so.
I think you're right, because there are multiple rooms, and it didn't fill up. The attendance wasn't that great, considering Jim Lee and Stan Lee.
I made that poor little old man Stan Lee had to jump around me. I thought, oh god, that poor guy, he was like 65.
What I love is your story, and you haven't taken a picture of it yet. I want to put it on the website for people to see when how Jim Lee gave you a sketch.
Yeah. You remembered it better than I did.
Well, just because it was like, oh, you got one, and then when I went over, he would do a quick autograph. He wasn't doing sketches. It just had that effect on people.
Quick sketch though, definitely.
You said when nobody was around, because that would probably just put the avalanche. Oh, you gotta do it! You gotta do it!
This is when Jim was just starting to come up and be somebody, you know. He was a great guy.
He'd had the X-Men.
He was on the
Sold
X-Men.
9 million copies.
Yeah, nobody.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was up and
He'd
coming.
come up already.
It never lasts. What? He's gonna run DC Comics someday? Ha!
I wanted a sketch of Box from Alpha Flight.
Speaking of wanting, remember when Dave and Jess were wandering around one of the Chicago cons and they ran into Jim Lee with their camcorder?
Vaguely.
Oh yeah, because they were talking. We're here with us. Because Jim Lee was like, "Hey, who you with?" "Oh, we'd rather not say." Because they're being kind of goofy. And I think Jim was naturally curious. I don't think he was like looking to narc him out or anything. Because I don't think Jess and Dave were obnoxious or anything. But they had all those videos. And I don't know if they're around or if they just disappear over time. So I keep telling Jess, bring them over. I can digitalize them.
Yeah, if I ever run across it, we'll jump on that.
VHS is coming back, you know.
Hope so.
And beta. Get your betas.
Them and Pogs.
Hogs always come back. I found them in Hawaii again.
Hogs always come back.
They never went away. It's painful. Speaking of Eric, how's he doing?
He's doing pretty good.
I was wondering the same
Still
thing.
really busy. We were just at Planet Comic-Con a couple weeks ago, but he's working, quite a bit. Then him and his family are still staying with his parents while
They are,
their
huh?
parents for the house are going. But he says they are hoping that they'll be getting in fairly soon. But everything takes so much time, supplies and everything being
Oh, God,
backlogged.
yeah. Especially now.
Yeah.
Hey, we found some trees for you. We could kill them and bring them over, Eric.
And you'll never guess our supplies guest star.
Supplies!
Supplies
I
guest
bet
star.
you Potlatch wishes they didn't sell all that forest land up north. It's all potato fields now.
Oh, jeez.
I bet you when you
Ready
think
for the potato
Minnesota,
famine.
you think potatoes, don't you?
I think potato famine.
Speaking of potatoes, at a rest area, anybody need a rest?
I don't need a rest.
I am good.
I know if Kruber
That's
was
maybe
here,
the first time we've driven by this one.
I know.
Kelly's not weighing us down. He's not making us go there. What a crew we got here.
Even though there's a playground.
Although I'm not
Oh,
putting
now
it.
we got to stop.
Yeah, I'm not blaming it on anybody
Time
else.
to go
Playground.
Playground time.
That's on the side.
Well, I'll use the bathroom then.
I'll just go here. Oh, I feel better. That's why we're dark pants.
We'll do it like Amazon drivers. We'll pee in a bottle.
Yep. Well, that's why Joe bought the pop with the skinny top.
Hey, who filled up my Mountain Dew?
This Mountain Dew is flat.
It's good even going down
Yes,
the
Mountain Dew is warm.
It's warm and a little sugary.
I'm not supposed to do this.
Wonder if we'll see any weird pets this year.
Where?
At Granite City. What was the bird that woman had a couple years ago?
I can't bring. Oh yeah, what was that?
Someone brought a bird in with them when they were shopping.
And it wasn't like a parakeet or anything. It was like a very strange. They turned a wild bird into a pet, and it just hung out on their shoulder.
It
all the
was,
time.
huh?
I think it was like either a cardinal or
I'm
something.
I'm glad we're not telling this story at my house.
Hey, look, an insect splotch.
I'll have birds.
Sign of spring.
You'd have cardinals and wrens.
Yep.
And chickens.
There's already chickens
Hungry chickens.
and a
Hey
parakeet.
Joe, what sort of pet should we get Butch? Like a pet crow?
I thought maybe like a wombat. He could just sit on his head.
Well, their poop is square, you know.
There's another piece of original art. I have that giant Batman drawing by James O'Barr
Oh, wow.
Oh wow!
from the '91 Chicago convention, the first one we went to, Joe.
Sweet.
Not the Chicago,
No,
not the
it
summer
was-
one,
it
but
was
the winter one.
Yeah. Is that Stroman was there too?
Yeah, he was there. Bagley was there.
Remember just
Getting frustrated with
Larry
people.
Stroman had this panel where he was talking about doing art, and at the end of it, Jess won the art, and Larry Stroman
Wow.
was actually across.
That's
the
how I got the
table
J. O'Barr thing.
from where we were set up, and Jess goes, "Oh man, check it out! I got this Larry Stroman art!" And Larry kind of looks over and just smiles. I don't know if Jess even noticed him. Jess was so geamed. Back when it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun to be a raving lunatic back in those days. There's video from that convention too. There was.
One of our crazy times.
afraid.
Was that with the time we ran into
Be very
Al
afraid.
Simmons?
No, that was later. That wasn't the
Oh, okay.
I
thought it
summer
was,
con that year
but
either.
it was down.
Was he
Chicago
there? Because they
way.
had the Big Ten. He might have not even been
it
doing
was-
that yet.
It might have been after the Big Ten.
But yeah, we ran into him at the regular at the hotel.
So we hopped on an elevator, and Al Simmons was with us, and we knew who he was because it was after he'd been at the.
Another great guy, by the way.
Fall show.
He was a lot of fun to have around.
And we were talking with him because we said, "Yeah, we met you when you were in Minneapolis or Minnesota," and he.
Were you sitting there when he threw that bowl
we
of
ended
pretzels
up-
down from like 4 floors
Yeah.
up?
We ended up riding up to the suite, and we got off the suite, and we're looking around, and every guest from the con was there, and we're like, And it wasn't like they were going to stop us. Well, we kind of just turned around and went back in the elevator. And
Yeah,
just
we were
ran
up there
into-
briefly, and then Al was there, and I questioned why he was riding because he didn't get off. He just
get
riding
off.
the thing up and down.
Yeah.
And then it was party time.
And when we were sitting down in,
So, Al, we know you're listening.
it was like one of those big
Call in.
hotels where it's like
Spawn!
the big
Wasn't that
atrium.
his theme? Wasn't that his
Oh, I don't remember.
Spawn?
We were just sitting there,
Or is that the tick?
and Al came and sat with it. Ah, you guys look like you're having fun. Because wasn't it Evan Dorkin was like giving him grief?
Well,
Al
he
was like ready to do.
Just a perturbed little.
And that's when he went up to the floor.
I don't like to talk bad about people, but
He had this basket of chips. He goes, "Hey, you guys want these chips?" He tossed them
he
over.
he grabbed it. You know how you would put the stuff out in the hallway
Yeah.
for cleanup? He just grabbed it. He's like, hey! Tosses down this, bowl of chips and lands right in the middle of the table.
Oh, brilliant!
And did this like slow descent because it was like a basket. So it was like
Yeah, it didn't flip, which
Yeah.
was amazing. Chips everywhere.
spun like a Space Aliens burger platter.
So, Al, if you're ever in Minnesota with
Again.
chips, well, with chips, we just won't let them in anyway.
Be like, where's this Hot Comics? Where was it?
Hey,
Where is it?
It's next to Pleasure.
Where'd they go? I'll go to the job company.
Look at all those rocking campers. Is this the one we take? I forget.
Yeah, nobody knows.
I don't remember.
You forget.
Well, we gotta be here. There's a big St. Cloud water tank.
We'll find it.
You guys heard that Perez passed away?
Oh, he did, huh?
Really?
He passed away yesterday.
Haven't
Oh,
heard
I
it.
did not hear that.
I've been thinking about it since Neil Adams died, though. It's been at the forefront. Like, well, Perez's time is coming, and
I know that. Well, I put on my
Yes.
Facebook what his caretaker said that
well,
he likes the videos. There won't be any more pictures. He's sleeping most of the time.
Neil Adams
And
was the
because I
best dead
worked with a
artist
lot
for
of
a week.
hospice people, I know the stages.
The man was great.
Oh, absolutely. And you hear the people praising him. And,
Well,
and Neil, just how generous and how nice he was. I'm not disagreeing with you.
I don't like to say stuff like that.
Yeah, but
be
it's-
recorded saying it. Sound like a
That's okay.
asshole.
But now we have it forever and can use it.
Yeah, great,
Hey,
great.
remember that?
Well, George and Neil won't be here.
Remember that Batman original art you were talking about? Yeah, I think that might look good on my wall.
You're right. Grass Green was there too, up there drawing, and
Oh wow!
somebody got the ticket and got called up and got his piece, and he says something like, "Yeah, he's just gonna go give it away." They had a few artists up doing that.
I wonder if Jess still has his.
I have mine. Oh yeah, I know where it is too. I had to think about it. It's with my posters.
Is it really?
Let's put those all up in your mansion too.
You have a big poster collection?
Yeah, too many.
If you called it a museum, you could
And
make
they're big to
packs of
begin with,
stuff.
so now you start
There's
putting them
an
up,
idea.
right?
And then you could, if we come over,
Well, yeah.
$5 to run around.
Here's
Sell concessions.
Here's Butch's wrinkled up, ripped up, taped up posters because he used them.
You got all mine that are like flat art prints that were rare at the time I bought them.
Let's get them.
Now they're not rare anymore.
Oh,
No, they were rare at the
even
time.
more rare.
They were
Now
rare
they're-
at the
they're
time.
I gotta
plentiful.
decide if they're worth unfolding and maybe flattening. Just to fold them up and send them away. Hey, this is a pre-folded print. Boy, I sold a lot. A lot of that was anime stuff. I sold a lot of that stuff.
Sold stuff?
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I know.
I have a-
I believe I did it for 10 years.
I have a pretty nifty Iron Man page from John Romita Jr. at that 91 con, and I was reminded that looking at them, I'm reminded that you would pick a page and there would be drawings on the back. I'm just assuming that was done by his dad, so I have some real, actual John Romita art. Thanks, John. Yeah, my dad comes over and draws on the back of all my pages.
You remember going to that?
Telling me what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah,
Going to that
Lighten up,
Greenberg
son.
show you were talking about earlier.
what I just talked about
Lindner
again.
had, selling his art for $20 a page. Romita Jr. was there.
Yep. Jim Lee. Oh, did we say that already? Who else was there?
Those are
Our local guys, I'm sure, were there.
Yeah, I remember Harley. He was there. Bought a big collection and
Yeah, you know, I don't remember the comics there. I just remember the artists
yeah.
and panels and stuff.
And then Crazy Comics.
I guess I could look at my little sketchbook and see what 91 sketches I
Ben
got.
Piskett
That was about the
drew
end of it.
A gigantic like Vampirilla, and Holly was there drawing. And we eventually put
Bunch of jobbers.
Eventually we put up a slat wall over it. Chris comes in and she sees his heart. Who drew that? And Ben, without a beat, Holly did.
Mm-hmm.
That's my drawing down there. Holly just had a great time. She's drawing away and Ben's drawing. I'm pretty sure I got a picture of it. It's like some of those pictures Jess used to draw around the old Hot Comics. The Archie Punisher crossover you'll never see.
What was it?
Archie Bullet written.
I'm looking through my art and I'm like, is this a Xerox or is this an original? Who did this? I don't know what anything is because it's got stacks of stuff. And forget a con jam. God, who knows what it is. I think I did that panel. I don't know.
I've got a couple Supergirl and I'm like, oh my God, who did this? It's so beautiful and I forgot.
I should bring the con jams to the con and go around and, all right, who's claiming to do any of this?
Who did this?
People will recognize.
Or
You
Kaiser.
actually have to show up at a con.
You know,
Yeah.
Butch
Well.
shows up. We have picture proof.
he just doesn't con.
Con!
I said
You
it.
spend so much time talking with everybody because they only see you once a year.
I love it.
Hey, how much did you see? Oh, I got like 4 tables in. Oh, it's closed.
Hey,
Come
yeah.
back tomorrow. And then Kaiser, when he used to walk around with the comic book and just talk,
Yeah,
hey,
he's
John,
got a lot of good stuff too. And then he's got like he would just go around with like a backing board and have people draw stuff.
Yeah.
So they start to feed off of each other, you know. Mankey draws. Yeah, we'll save that.
Yeah, we got about 10, 20 minutes before we get there.
Yeah.
With this guy driving.
No, some stories are off camera.
Yeah, that's because you're gonna forget.
I'm not going to make a monkey out of Mankey.
Nah, here come
Break your
Butch. I have come for you.
They finally made a monkey out of me.
Will I play the piano anymore?
Why,
Well, I couldn't before.
I love you, Dr. Zayas.
Get your hands off me, you dirty ape.
The planet or the music?
Now I'll be interested to see if Joe pays for the meters this time.
Why would you be interested in that?
Because some years we do and some years we don't.
Oh, whether you need to or not.
Why would you?
I would be interested to see if the bookstore closes up as we're going in.
Yeah.
Are we early enough?
Was it last year or the year before?
Last year we got
year.
we got 4 minutes. The year before they stayed open for us.
No, it was 2 years because remember we didn't.
There was no last year. Nah, still
2020, nothing was open.
okay. Yeah.
2021 last year we went.
And the previous time, they just said shop as long as you want.
Yeah,
Stayed open an extra half an hour or whatever.
because we were.
Loading up.
Oh yeah. Well, I've noticed at Half Price Book and Magazine, it's like, okay, this book's more than 3 years old. We won't stock it anymore. But you get out of state, it's like, oh yeah, we got stuff from the 60s, 70s. Get it out of here. Buy it.
No one noticed that the old man cast 2 shadows. If you find that book, let me know.
Okay. I have no idea what he's talking about.
You don't know the opening line of every book?
No.
And no
The man who stole tomorrow.
Corey's looking for I love you, Sally.
Well, I've got the giant printout of it. Thank you.
Coloring book page.
Oh yeah. Oh, awful. And some good stuff, but awful scripting. Awful storytelling. Matt Lowe.
I don't think that was him yet.
It might have been Stern.
Either Stern or Silver. Roger Silver did a few of those too.
Silver or Stern.
I don't remember that he did any of those.
Here's we gotta hold on to the recorder.
Who drew the Jim Starlin issue? Okay.
That would be Jim Starlin.
Who wrote that issue?
Rampaging?
Len Wynn? No. 222 of the 222. The Jim Starlin issue of the Hulk from that era.
I don't know. I think Ween would have been gone
with the
by
mutant, with the nuclear mutant, and his two, his little sister, or his big sister and brother, Donnie and Marie.
Because I know Ween went over to DC in '78.
Hey, here's the police.
And Stan Lee was furious with him.
Well, he
Maybe
was.
that's an indication you should pay for the parking meter.
Yeah. He probably got a guy for
This is why.
handicap.
This is a good reason to bring Kelly with.
Yeah.
The voice of reason.
Reason?
Doubling up on the reasons there.
I like reason.
Lunch buffet.
Waldo's Pizza.
Belay this comic nonsense.
Bad cat. Come on, you read that one.
Mega vapes.
Bear wax. What's your mantra?
Mantra.
Oh, did you see Malibu Comics?
Rush.
Yeah, that'd make a good comic shop.
Yeah.
That'd make a good house.
It'd make a good
Museum for art.
convention.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Convention space.
Nah, they've
Yeah,
already
but
got
who
a
would drive the
convention
same
here.
cloud for
The
a
pickled loon.
Or any reason. Oh,
Bumblebees.
wait, that's why we're here. Slow down!
I'd rather stop.
Well, they have a big convention here at the end of the summer.
Big.
Which one?
The Lion Con.
Yeah, who goes to it?
It's a gaming con.
I
So
know,
Who goes to it?
the bookstore is open.
We'll be right along.
we'll be over.
No, we gotta close
So
that.
you can kick us out.
Yeah, I don't mean to badmouth LionCon. They have some great people, but it's just trying to get people from the cities to drive. And
Hey, they got a comic shop here.
It's too far. Let's turn
Yeah,
around.
let's
back.
go home. Sorry. Tim, we'll see you next week.
The bar burned down. What's the point?
Yeah. Correction. Arson.
I got my free comics.
Hey, look at that guy. He got all the free comics.
Yeah, I took them all.
We might as well just go home.
Why, you little.
Why, I oughta.
Didn't Tim give us the key to the back door?
You oughta, but you never, and that's your problem.
We come in the back door, Tim. It's us!
Open.
Free all day, Saturday and Sunday.
Yep, Monday through Friday.
We're coming, comics. Soon thou shalt be free.
Coming for you.
Deathstroke the Terminator.
And then later on, when they're descending
Slade?
upon the lair, all of a sudden Wolverine gets blasted. There, we're even.
Yeah, that was, at the time, that was my favorite exchange in the whole, the Wolverine
You don't
and
know
Deathstroke.
how tough it is to avoid these garage sales. We may never leave the city.
Oh, well, it's not a nice day for it, though.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
I
terrible.
know,
It's
it's
sunny and bright. And this is not a truck route. I mean, it's terrible, terrible.
Terrible. What does Charles Barkley think? Was terrible.
Terrible.
Just
Terrible.
All right. I'm not quite sure what house he's in.
So knock on all the doors.
I am. It's us!
Hey, little boy, you want to come and play? All right, Joe. Into the car. Don't give me any lip.
Join us.
Yeah, don't give me no lines and keep your hands to yourself.
You have a comic box in the back to put your stuff.
Oh, yeah, you can go in the back and throw your stuff in the back. Or you can heave it over the seat. Give him the old exhaust treatment.
Liftgate ajar.
plan on buying a few comics?
Close the door!
Well,
One or two.
we never plan.
I was, last night or this morning, going, you know, I already have some comics.
Oh, that's it. You're out. Get out. Hurry Tech.
I listened to your interview last night, Cory. It was very good.
Isn't she fun?
Very likable.
All right, where?
Told you she's one of us.
Where's the nearest gas station from here?
Nearest.
Yeah.
No,
Back on 7th?
don't worry, Joe's already got gas. Hi, Kelly.
Hello.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest. Would you identify yourself for the podcasting audience?
Kelly Wilhite with the Midwest Comic Book Fans.
He's the big cheese.
Top dog.
I thought I
Good
smelled
man.
cheese.
The Grand Poobah. Even has a hat to prove it.
I was waiting out on the front step, too, but I went in.
Yeah, we got time. We
For
waited.
2 seconds.
We waited till he went in.
You guys
and then we
showed up,
pulled
yeah.
Turn right at the stop sign.
All right.
Right at it.
Now, we're pretty sure the construction gods of Minnesota do not want us to get to Granite City because every frickin' highway.
Well,
Well, we are now in the season of road construction.
Oh yeah, 10 is
blow that
closed.
place off.
94's got construction, and all the little side roads I take are
how'd
like.
you get out of school today, Kelly?
Yeah.
I actually went to that school.
Is that right?
Yeah, for like 2 years.
Well, that's a long time.
We moved over to this neighborhood. I went to that school, and then they turned it into a kindergarten through 8. And
So you went
then I had
back?
to go over to Humboldt.
Did he say he's humble?
He's humble.
So
He didn't need to say it.
now we ask Kelly the question we ask of all our guests. What is your comic book origin? In
Purple.
other
No.
words,
Blue.
what comic got you into comic books?
Yeah, Kelly, I've always wondered this myself, and we've never gotten to talk about it.
Well, I actually got into comics twice. When I was a kid, and my parents first let me actually go off on my own, I would take the bus to a store where I could buy used comic books for a nickel.
And where was that?
That was actually Midway Book. Yeah, the infamous Midway Book.
And when was that?
Oh, many more years than I can remember.
Like 20?
It was about 3-4 months ago.
19.
More like 30-some.
What are we talking about?
2022.
And I used to read mostly Marvel Westerns. Rawhide Kid, Ghost Rider, that kind of stuff. And then I kind of got out of comics until I was in my late teens. And I started working at the first, turn here, the first source, that way.
Okay.
The first source in comics ever on Grand Avenue.
Oh, yep, I remember that one.
And I was really getting into art at that point. I was mainly a gamer at that point.
Hey, would that make a good hot comic?
And a comic came out from Aerosol, if anyone remembers that.
Oh, yeah.
Publisher.
Well, in this crowd, we remember.
It was called Warlock 5.
Yes.
Yep.
And the artist was an artist named Dennis Boveus. And as the book started coming out, the first 5 issues were like a portrait close-up of the face of each of these main characters from the book. And it was full-color airbrush. It was just gorgeous. And the interiors, even though everyone was printing on garbage paper back then, all the interiors were all black and white airbrush. So that art pretty much pulled me right back into comics.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture it. I can remember the covers,
All right.
but not inside so much.
Shall we pause and
Sure.
we'll get to part 2 when we come back?
Okay, so we'll come back and he'll be like, so yesterday.
Yes.
And there you go. Part 1. That is us on our way to St. Cloud. Coming probably whenever we need another fill-in will be part 2, where we're coming back from St. Cloud. Joe, are you awake? Joe. Yeah, looks like the drugs have taken effect. So I'm gonna sneak over to his house and put his hand in a glass of warm water, and we'll be back next week. Hit my music.